Okay, there we go. I think I'm unmuted. All right, sister cousin Lisa, there she is. All right, hello everybody. We are back. Let's see here. Gotta hold it just a little bit. Okay, there. All right, and we are blessed, to be here, to read from the oracles of God. We give all glory and praise and honor to the wonderful Lord above for allowing us to see another day. We are going to be reading from the book of Numbers, chapters 33 and 34. I like to read from the New King James Version, and Sister Cousin Lisa here, she likes to read from the King James Version. Nothing wrong with either one. So if you got your Bibles, let's get started. All right. And it reads, let's see here. All right. These are the journeys of the children of Israel who went out of the land of Egypt by their armies under the hand of Moses and Aaron. Verse 2. I'm sorry. Did you say something? Oh, sorry about that. That I heard something. Okay, back to it. All right, verse 2. Now Moses wrote down the starting points of their journeys at the command of the Lord, and these are their journeys according to their starting points. Verse 3. They departed from Ramses in the first month on the 15th day of the first month, on the day after the Passover, the children of Israel went out with boldness in the sight of all the Egyptians. Verse 4. Oh, hold on just a second. Okay, here we go. Sorry, lost my place. Verse 4. For the Egyptians were burying all their firstborn, whom the Lord had killed among them. Also, on their gods, the Lord had executed judgments. Verse 5. Then the children of Israel moved from Ramses and camped in Succoth. Verse 6. They departed from Succoth and camped at Etham, which is on the edge of the wilderness. Verse 7. They moved from Etham and turned back to Pi Haharoth, which is east of Baal Zephon, and they camped near Migdol. Verse 8. They departed from before Hahiroth and passed through the midst of the sea into the wilderness, went 3 days' journey in the wilderness of Etham, and camped at Marah. Verse 9. They moved from Marah and came to Elim. At Elim were 12 springs of water and 70 palm trees, so they camped there. Verse 10. They moved from Elim and camped by the Red Sea. Verse 11. They moved from the Red Sea and camped in the wilderness of Sin. Verse 12. They journeyed from the wilderness of Sin and camped at Dophkah. Verse 13. They departed from Dophkah and camped at Elush. Verse 14. They moved from Elush and camped at Rephidim, where there was no water for the people to drink. Verse 15. They departed from Rephidim and camped at the wilderness of Sinai. Verse 16. They moved from the wilderness of Sinai and camped at Kibroth Hattava. Verse 17. They departed from Kibroth Hattava and camped at Hazeroth. Verse 18. They departed from Hazeroth and camped at Rithmah. Verse 19. They departed from Rithmah and camped at Rimmon Perez. Verse 20. They departed from Rimmon Perez and camped at Libnan. Verse 21, they moved from Libnah and camped at Rizah. Verse 22, they journeyed from Rizah and camped at Kehelatha. Verse 23, they went from Kehelatha and camped at Mount Shepher. Verse 24, they moved from Mount Shepher and camped at Hiradah. Verse 25, they moved from Hiradah and camped at Mekaloth. Verse 26, they moved from Mekaloth and camped at Taha. Verse 27, they departed from Taha and camped at Tirah. Verse 28, they moved from Tirah and camped at Mecca. Verse 29, they went from Mecca and camped at Hasmanah. Verse 30, they departed from Hasmanah and camped at Meseroth. Verse 31, they departed from Meseroth and camped at Benin Jacan. Verse 32, they moved from Benin Jacan and camped at Hajid God. Verse 33, they went from Hor Hajidgad and camped at Japhbanah. Verse 34, they moved from Japhbanah and camped at Abronah. Sorry, y'all. Verse 35, they departed from Abronah and camped at Ezion Geber. Verse 36, they moved from Ezion Geber and camped in the wilderness of Zin, which is Kadesh. Verse 37, they moved from Kadesh and camped at Mount Hor on the boundary of the land of Edom. Verse 38, and Aaron the priest went up to Mount Hor at the command of the Lord and died there in the 40th year, after the children of Israel had come out of the land of Egypt on the first day of the 5th month. Verse 39. Aaron was 123 years old when he died on Mount Hor. Verse 40. Now the king of Arad, the Canaanite, who dwelt in the south in the land of Canaan, heard of the coming of the children of Israel. Verse 41. So they departed from Mount Hor and camped at Zalmanah. Verse 42. They departed from Zalmanah and camped at Punon. Verse 43. They departed from Punon and camped at Oboth. Verse 44. They departed from Oboth and camped at Abrim at the border of Moab. Verse 45, they departed from Ajim and camped at Dibon Gad. Verse 46, they moved from Dibon Gad and camped at Almon Diblathem. Verse 47, they moved from Almon Diblathem and camped in the mountains of Abiram before Nebo. Verse 48, they departed from the mountains of Abiram and camped in the plains of Moab by the Jordan across from Jericho. Verse 49, they camped by the Jordan from Beth Jessamah as far as the Abel Acacia Grove in the plains of Moab. Verse 50. Now the Lord spoke to Moses in the plains of Moab by the Jordan across from Jericho, saying, verse 51, speak to the children of Israel and say to them, when you have crossed the Jordan into the land of Canaan, verse 52, then you shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you, destroy all their engraved stones, destroy all of their molded images, and demolish all their high places. Verse 53, you shall dispose the inhabitants of the land and dwell in it, for I have given you the land to possess. Verse 54, and you shall divide the land by lots as an inheritance among your families. To the larger, you shall give a larger inheritance. To the smaller, you shall give a smaller inheritance. There's everyone's inheritance shall be whatever falls to him by lot. You shall inherit according to the tribes of your fathers. Verse 55, but if you do not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then it shall be that those whom you let remain shall be irritants in your eyes and thorns in your side, and they shall harass you in the land where you dwell. Verse 56, moreover, it shall be that I will do to you as I thought to do to them.
Very good.
Thank you.
I'm reading from the King James Version, chapter 34, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, command the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye come into the land of Canaan, this is the land that shall fall unto you for an inheritance, even the land of Canaan with the coast thereof. Verse 3. Then your south quarter shall be from the wilderness of Zin along the coast of Edom, and your south border shall be the outmost coast of the salt sea eastward. Verse 4. And your border shall turn from the south to the exit of Agrabim, and pass on to Zin, and the going forth thereof shall be from the south to Kadesh Barnea, and shall go on to Hazar Adabar, and pass on to Asman. Verse 5, and the border shall fetch a compass from Asman unto the river of Egypt, and the goings out of it shall be at the sea. Verse 6, and as for the western border, you shall even have the great sea for a border. This shall be your west border. Verse 7, and this shall be your north border from the great sea. Ye shall point out for you Mount Hor. Verse 8, from Mount Hor ye shall point out your border unto the entrance of Hathmah, and the goings forth of the border shall be to Zedad. Verse 9, and the border shall go on to Ziphron, and the goings out of it shall be at the Hazi-Arnon. This shall be your north border. Verse 10, and ye shall point out your east border from Hazar-Enan to Shepham. Verse 11, and the coast shall go down from Shepham to Riblah on the east side of Anin, and the border shall descend and shall reach unto the sea, to the side of the sea of Chinnereth eastward. Verse 12, and the border shall go down to Jordan, and the goings out of it shall be at the salt sea. This shall be your land, with the coast thereof round about. Verse 13. And Moses commanded the children of Israel, saying, this is the land which ye shall inherit by lot, which the Lord commanded to give unto the 9 tribes and to the half tribe. Verse 14. For the tribe of the children of Reuben, according to the house of their fathers, and the tribe of the children of Gad, according to the house of their fathers, have received their inheritance, and half the tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance. Verse 15. The two tribes and the half tribe have received their inheritance on this side of Jordan, near Jericho, eastward toward the sun rising. Verse 16. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 17. These are the names of the men which shall divide the land unto you: Eleazar the priest, and Joshua the son of Nun. Verse 18. And ye shall take one prince of every tribe to divide the land by inheritance. Verse 19. And the names of the men are these: of the tribe of Judah, Caleb the son of Jephunneh. Verse 20. And of the tribe of the children of Simeon, Shemuel the son of Amin Mahad. Verse 21. And of the tribe of Benjamin, Elidad the son of Chisholm. Verse 22. And the prince of the tribe of the children of Dan, Bukai the son of Jogli. Verse 23. The prince of the children of Joseph for the tribe of the children of Manasseh, Hanisel, the son of Ephod. Verse 24. The prince of the tribe of the children of Ephraim, Camuel, the son of Sifton. Verse 25. The prince of the tribe of the children of Zebulun, Elezakan, the son of Harnach. Verse 26. And the prince of the tribe of the children of Issachar, Paltiel, the son of Azan. Verse 27. And the prince of the tribe of the children of Asher, Ahirad, the son of Shilomai. Verse 28. And the prince of the tribe of the children of Naphtali, uh, Ped Ahel, the son of Amidhud. Verse 29. These are they whom the Lord commanded to divide in the inheritance unto the children of Israel in the land of Canaan.
Beautiful. Much. And thank you all for being here with us and bearing with us as we get through some difficult names and places. But if you will, if it be the Lord's will, join us again and we will come back in for God. We hope you have a blessed week, but bye for now. Bye.
Years I spent in vanity and pride, caring not my Lord was crucified, knowing not it was for me he died on Calvary. Mercy there was great and grace was free. Pardon there was multiplied to me. There my burden so found liberty at Calvary. Years I spent in vanity and pride, caring not my Lord was crucified, knowing not it was for me he died on Calvary. Mercy there was great and grace was free. Pardon there was multiplied to me. There my burden so found liberty at Calvary.